Dashing through the darts with nothing but a jolt. They have worker parts like springs and darts and bolts. But I am not impressed, for in my other hand, that's right, you should have guessed, all the mavericks in the land. Oh, jolts and mavs, jolts and mavs, jolts and mavs for days. If you cannot have fun with these, then you don't deserve to play. Friday, Q&A, packages. Lovely. Hello. I am still not taking commissions, but apparently I need to keep saying that. I am very much hoping to start taking commissions early next year, but they're going to be few and far between, so don't start emailing me now. Same thing for free stuff. Same rules apply. You can only get free stuff if you come to my shop. Cannot be mailing stuff all over the world. I really wish I could. I want that kind of money, but I don't have it. So, Q&A. Gustav. Could it be possible to turn a Reflex IX-1 into a direct plunger blaster using the Nerf Curator's idea and adding a break action barrel? Nope, certainly not. Nope, we have spaceships, we have space stations, but absolutely impossible. Yeah, obviously it is possible, but I don't know how easy or practical it would be, obviously, because it's tiny. I do know somebody who actually basically took the Reflex and used it to build the tiniest bullpup modular blaster ever. That was a neat design. Yeah, with enough engineering, obviously it can be done. I just don't know where I would even start. Taylor Hares. Have you got to the Nerf mortar? No. If I had, you'd have seen it by now. Trip Miller. What is the highest spring load you've attempted to put into a blaster? I actually haven't the foggiest idea. I think the highest spring load I have in any blaster currently is my X-Shot Eliminators, actually. Because they've got at least 3 springs in them. And I'm pretty sure they have the highest spring load of anything I've ever actually built. But I don't actually know what it is. Nathan BD4. Who are your top 3 favorite authors and your favorite works from each of them? Well, J.R.R. Tolkien's The Silmarillion, followed by Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files. I consider that whole book series to be basically one long story, because they're not episodic. And number 3. No idea. Got nothing. Labrat2751 vertical bar. Hey, Captain, have you ever played Borderlands? No. Makes me motion sick, or I assume it would. But Ravenous Tigress does. Barbro Studios. Hey, Cap, for Q&A, would it be easy to make a mag-fed fire strike? Yeah, actually. The tricky part would be creating the mag well, but you could easily do a reverse brass bolt action breach. It wouldn't actually be terribly difficult. But getting the mag well would be the hard part. And frankly, a magazine well on a blaster that small is gonna look kind of silly, but you could do it. Andrew Bashirs. Can you make a foam animal blaster, not like the Max Force line, a blaster that shoots foam animals? It would depend on the nature of the foam animals. Obviously, if you could fire just about anything you want with an air blaster, if you can get it to seal. That would be the difficult part. So if they are, a regular shape that could easily be shoved into a barrel to actually create a tight seal, then you could fire it off a drain blaster just fine. Aerodynamics are probably going to be your biggest problem there. Hikeach. How practical do you think a pump-action crossbolt with an over-mounted Titan sound? Practical in what sense? I mean, there's definitely much more practical options. But it would be perfectly good. Where are you putting the pump for the Titan would be one question. And why a crossbolt? I mean, the crossbolt is a perfectly functional blaster. It's got a lot of irritating locks, but with the right mods it can be perfectly powerful and very quiet is one of the nice things about it. I mean, it would work. I don't know how truly practical I would consider it, but I don't see why it wouldn't work at all. Gotcha. Some random Nerf guy. Have you seen an anime from this past year? I think so. I think I saw Castlevania? Was that from this year? The Netflix one? Other than that, I don't think so. Second, with the new stuff for Modulus line coming out, what are you most looking forward to? The barrel for the Mediator. The one that's pump action and can be used as a gun or a barrel attachment. I want to see that one. Keegan Zimmerman. Now that you have the hat, will you make a Nerf Vera? Obviously, yes. There's actually, I believe there is a kit for it on Thingiverse, so it's high on my list of things to print once I get a 3D printer. Lieutenant Felix. What's the best game mode to play with a small amount of people? Anything that involves basically infinite resurrection, infinite lives, because it negates the loss of, or the not having a lot of people. That's what we did in our medieval group for years when we only had, 10 fighters at a time. You'd have 2 armies of 5, but each person would have 5 lives. It was like having armies of 25, and it was much better. So things like Capture the Flag, where you've got multiple res, or Capture the Point, or, Capture the MacGuffins, or things like that. Generally, I'm against anything that involves anyone getting permanently eliminated, because then if you're the first person to get shot 30 seconds into the battle, and you're out for the next half hour, that's no fun at all. So anything that's got multiple res is going to allow for the game to continue. I actually wouldn't recommend trying to do HVZ with a small number, because you never end up with enough zombies, which is an issue. Zet HD03. How would you feel if the Stampede, Sledgefire, Caliburn, and Maverick didn't exist? How would I know? I mean, there's an infinite number of blasters that don't exist, and I don't feel bad about any of them. So, you mean, how would I feel if they suddenly all disappeared off the face of the earth, but I remember them once existing? I'd be baffled at what caused that to happen, but I'd move on. Dark Fiend X. You've got an X in your name. That means you're cool. If Nerf hosted a large worldwide Nerf war between Team Red or Blue in the rival series, which team would fight? I assume they would both fight. Can't imagine either team just refusing to show up. I assume you meant which one would I fight for? I'm Team Red. That's been fairly well established, I thought. Optimus Voltron. Has the Tactical Jolt sen battle? It has not sen battle. It also hasn't seen battle. I haven't had a war since I built it, so. Fred Torgerson. Captain Xavier, do you play Life is Feudal on PC? No. Once again, any kind of that third person, first person, they all make me motion sick. Can't do it. Nightmare X9000. You also have an X in your name. Which top 5 Nerf guns would you give to someone for Christmas? It would depend on the someone. Because somebody who's just getting into it, I would give them different things than somebody who was thoroughly well established. I recently sent a huge quantity of Nerf blasters to my young cousins. Turns out I have young cousins who are into Nerf, and I had no idea. So I sent them copious amounts of Nerf. But things... The ones that are top on my list, I like Strifes, or the Rapid Red, since they're about the same thing. Same with the Hammershot and the Sweet Revenge, because they're basically interchangeable. Alpha Troopers, I definitely like Alpha Troopers. Rapid Strike. And a Maverick. And finally, Stormtrooper 1138. Captain, I know you, much like myself, are an Imperial sympathizer. Which do you like better, the Empire or the First Order? It's like asking which do I like better, a nice cheesecake or getting kicked in the junk. The First Order is, in my opinion, a worthless bunch of whiny Imperial fanboys. Empire, all the way. I kind of see the newer movies as showing what would happen in a long, drawn-out war. It all started back in the Clone Wars and really hasn't stopped. The moment the Clone Wars ended officially and the Emperor took over, the rebellion started. The moment the rebellion took, killed the Emperor, the war didn't end. The Empire was still there. We used to know it as the Imperial Remnant, but that's no longer canon. So we ended up with the First Order, which is just the sad watering down of the Empire as the war just drags on indefinitely and never gets anywhere. So, yeah, Empire. Definitely the Empire. Alright. Go for 2. No! Missed. Okay. I have 2 packages, and I want to know what's in them. So, packages. Alright then. I have 2 packages. a big one and a small one, and I am thoroughly excited. Hello there, Captain. Included is one 4-string 1/8 turn scar. This is a lovely addition to your caliburn or any other homemade blaster. It is roughly 4 inches long and is sheathed in a 1/2-inch PVC shroud. I recommend using a coupler to affix to your blaster of choice. The aluminum barrel included with your caliburn should be the right size to put more 1/2-inch PVC over, allowing you to use the scar. A coupler to attach the scar. This kind of scar is compatible with both full length and half length. I am selling these scars on /r/nerf for those interested in purchasing them. Please private message me. My username is /u/the_backwoods_nerfer. I'll put it in the description. Ben McDonald's, aka the Backwoods Nerfer. Hell! A scar barrel for my caliburn. Don't mind if I do. Yeah. That is pretty slick. We'll definitely have to make up a coupler for it, get it painted up, of course, and give it a try. Awesome. That is fantastic. Saves me the trouble of having to make one myself. Super cool. All right, now from Nathan Boyd. Greetings, Captain! First, let me say that the letter I sent you a little while ago was absurdly short, and I apologize for that. Secondly, enclosed within is the goodies I sent you a message on Facebook about. Please refer to the included list to identify some of the things that might not be immediately recognizable. Hope you are also able to use some of these things in one of your awesome mods. P.S. Sorry for the absurd amount of newspaper. I didn't want anything to get damaged. Sincerely, Nathan. That is a lot of... Well, apparently there is the slide from a MacGuffin, I think. All right, we have a Panther pump and a strong arm? No, not strong arm. Oh, it's probably from the magnet. Could be. I don't know. Ooh, that looks like a little bit of Exploder's barrel. If there's a checklist, I haven't found it yet. More of a Magnus. Always a useful shell. Shell from a strong arm. Lovely. Ooh, JB Weld. Water Weld. Specially formatted epoxy putty. Sweet. Part of the catch from that. The remains of a Jaguar with the clip, though, so that's cool. More JB Weld. Oh, and trigger and plunger from the strong arm. Can never have too much adhesive. Aha! A spring. I think I found the list. Magna shell with half of a priming handle, strong arm shell, some random strong arm internals, Busby Air Max pump. Oh, you see. Strong arm spring, Busby Cougar shell, some JB Weld, brand new tube of epoxy putty, Exploder's barrel. Sorry if I forgot anything. I made a list after all was packaged. No worries. Very cool. Some very useful stuff. Definitely nifty. That appears to be everything that was in here. Newspaper. Well, excellent. Thank you so much. I will definitely be able to use some of this stuff in future builds. I may have to come up with some builds just to be able to use the stuff. So, thank you so very much. I hope you all have a wonderful winter holidays, whatever ones you do or don't partake in. Basically, they're all just an excuse to have a party in the middle of winter when it's cold and we all are tired. So, whatever you do to enjoy the time, I hope you have a marvelous time doing so. And thank you for watching.